We at Smart Dubai are big believers in the potential of blockchain to disrupt the way we transact, not only in the government, but also in the private sector, and the creation of new business models driven by the use of blockchain. Dubai has launched in late 2016 the Dubai Blockchain Strategy, which is built around three pillars, really. The first one is, how do you create government efficiency from applying blockchain? And this is really where the disruption is and the change that is forthcoming. Applying blockchain to government use cases means that the way citizens are going to be interacting with the city is going to be disrupted. The way you apply for a business license, the way you purchase a home, the way you deal with your medical records from hospital to hospital. So these are everyday, real-life citizen experiences and interactions that we believe the blockchain will help support through data sharing, through smart contracts, making it much easier for the individual to conduct any of these transactions with the government. So this is something that it's not only applicable to Dubai, but we're creating a role model and a benchmark for the world. And this can be translated globally to other use cases as well. So what we see with blockchain, in particular with startups coming into the field and innovating with the use of blockchain technology, is new applications that change the way traditional things have been happening. So for example, in real estate, we're able to portionize assets and democratize then the investment in these assets through the blockchain. In fact, last year, one of the startups that won in the Smart Dubai Global Blockchain Challenge was called Smart Crowd, right here from Dubai, and they were doing exactly that, allowing investors to invest small portions into real estate. We see also digital identity becoming a key component of the use of blockchain. In particular, we want to expand the definition of digital identity from basic information to include information around your health records, your academic qualifications, your job information as well, so that you have a list of attributes and privileges associated with your identity that you can then use to conduct transactions in a very seamless and easy way. Blockchain is a great tool to allow for that data sharing and allow for that digital profiling to happen. We also see trends in the financial sector. Insurance in particular is now opening its eyes towards blockchain, how they can apply it in life insurance, in auto insurance, where there's data there that can be shared with different participants and also bring that ease and seamlessness into the transaction. Education is another place. We in Dubai in particular have seen applications with academic records being verified on the blockchain. This allows you to apply for any job post-education, and then that degree would be verified. There would be no need to go back to the university to request official documentation. So this makes the lives of employers and potential employees and candidates much easier. So these are all interesting use cases that are coming up, and we want to be the propellers in Dubai to more creativity, more innovation around trends and applications of blockchain. So the challenges aren't really inherent to the technology itself. What we're seeing is that once several network members come together to create a network where they can exchange the data and use the blockchain, this is where we're seeing the challenge around governance models. So questions are arising around ownership, is particularly related to data, intellectual property, dispute resolution, the application of smart contracts and the agreement on the specifications of their contracts between the network members. Also, funding becomes important. Who's going to be funding any infrastructure-related funds or any shared services that you need as part of this blockchain application? So these questions need to be addressed early on. As you are conducting a proof of concept or a minimum viable product together with your network members, you need to start navigating these governance issues and addressing them early on, so that when you're ready to go to scale, you've addressed them and you can easily transport yourself from a POC to a real-life implementation. And that's usually where we see the delay happening, from POC to real implementation. In Dubai, in particular, Smart Dubai has worked on a comprehensive blockchain policy. In fact, the first in the world in terms of its comprehensiveness, and it addresses many of these fundamental challenges related to governance and ownership of network models. Well, first, I think that you see already many cases becoming a reality globally. And even in Dubai, for example, a use case that we have now in real life production is around reconciliation of payments for government fees, because we do operate the payment gateway. So there's not binary. In some cases, you see real life implementations. The ones that are taking more time are usually the ones with more network members that need to be onboarded and come to agreements, or cross-border, for example, applications. Those are more difficult due to differing regulations. GDPR in Europe versus in Dubai, the Dubai data law, and then you start to see that difficulty. But there's nothing stopping us. I think what really is needed is a good governance structure, a good policy, and for the network's members to have also the willingness to challenge themselves into a new era of transitions and transactions and blockchain application.